Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wise 4E channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Sister Wise star Kody Brown is known for acting like a loser, but perhaps Meri, Janelle and Christine Brown, his ex-girlfriends, are even worse. Off-screen, Christine has already remarried to David Woolley, and these women are his official ex-spouses. The patriarch's ex-wives are currently criticizing him harshly on the internet. Christine mocked him on Instagram by sporting a "I tried polygamy" t-shirt. She was quite critical of Kody in season 18, stating clearly that she thought he was a complete failure as a husband and father. While the cameras were rolling, Janelle let her frustrations run wild, and Meri always looked worn out when she was around the grumpy polygamist. The reason Sister Wise season 18 so intriguing was that it gave Kody's women a genuine voice. The dynamics of the Brown household are greatly strained by pandemic-related problems. It was particularly difficult for Kody and Janelle's relationship, which wasn't entirely stable prior to the COVID-19 pandemic. The women's ability to express themselves honestly was a good thing because holding emotions in may be harmful, but the atmosphere as a whole wasn't great. It felt like everything was going wrong, even Kody's formerly holy marriage to Robyn, his queen. Although Kody's ex-wives aren't perfect, they aren't the main source of his problems in his multiple marriages either. They too are sinners. Meri wasn't always a monster, but her ignorance was purposeful. She didn't appear to see Kody's extremely obvious hidden messages for years. He was clearly showing Meri that he had no feelings for her in a million different ways. Not only that, but Kody didn't extend to her the more platonic bond he shared with Janelle. Meri ought to have realized a long time ago that she and Kody had no connection at all. She persisted in attempting to make things work, either because she believed herself or for other reasons. She put a lot of effort into pushing an unattainable goal until it became absurd, so it was quite a relief when she eventually abandoned her spiritual partnership. It's intriguing that Meri and the other members of the Brown family, who are devout Christians, choose to get a divorce. In communities of plural marriage, divorce is not forbidden, but it is not recommended. It is also not something that the Bible endorses. Many who practice polygamy claim to do so for religious reasons, but it's possible that they have additional motivations. It's possible that the woman wants to be in charge and the male wants to rule over her. Though everyone is unique, Meri did appear to be someone who wanted to be guided. She always had a very timid demeanor. Meri ought to have pushed for her cause harder, but meek doesn't automatically equate to weakness. She just took it when Kody wounded her so many times. In addition, Robyn acted rather passive-aggressively with her fellow sister wife, although appearing to be the latter's confidant. Meri's feelings appeared to weigh her down because she was too hesitant to actually let them all out on her husband and his favorite wife. In what is intended to be a passionate relationship, it's better to have a fight and sort things out than to plod along like a tired soldier. Kody should own up to the fact that her spiritual connection with Meri felt like a 100 Years' War. She appeared to be acting as though she didn't get his point of view. Naturally, Meri comprehended. There is a concept in warfare known as strategic patience. It's patiently waiting things out in order to eventually reach an objective. Meri was incredibly patient, but perhaps her objective wasn't to get nearer to Kody. Perhaps it was trying to cling as long as possible to the Sister Wives gravy train. Janelle disobeyed Kody's orders while knowing that he valued her extreme caution during the COVID-19 epidemic. She must have realized that being more careless than him would have repercussions, even though she had her own justifications. Unfortunately, because she and their children chose to abide by CDC instructions, Kody isolated himself from her during the pandemic. For Kody, their suggestions weren't sufficient. To be fair to Janelle, his guidelines were not very easy to adhere to. Quoting her, "People." The children's freedom was restricted by his rules. Kody gave the kids instructions to keep 10 feet between themselves and their pals. This was not well received. People can resume their normal lives now that the pandemic crisis has subsided. But when things got easier, the Brown family's conflicts persisted. Indeed, they grew more in Kody, who desired for his wife to conform to patriarchy again. Perhaps their relationship could have been repaired at a time when his regulations were less stringent. Since Kody is a Capricorn, they have a strong sense of rules. Grassy Taurus, although Janelle and Kody are a perfect astrological match, she is just as stubborn as any other Taurus. She said that Kody forced her to pick between her children and him in light of the pandemic. That being said, there would have been no problem and no need for choosing if Janelle and her children had complied with his rules. Janelle became obstinate. After Kody went too far, she stuck to her guns, taking a stance on the entire pandemic issue and never straying from it. Janelle is sensible and intelligent, but Kody is partial to Stepford wives. His tactics didn't seem reasonable to Janelle, which infuriated her. She refused to comply with his requests, and that was that. Janelle wouldn't play ball in a plural marriage, where the male is meant to be the head of the home. This paved the way for what Kody believes to be another Brown women betrayal. Only Robyn meets his exacting expectations. It was truly finished when Janelle revolted as a wife. It was only a question of time. Aries women like intense passion, and Christine is a fiery Aries. Not fake romances, but the real deal. For the majority of them, cheating is unacceptable. As a matter of fact, deceit will drive people insane. She was really envious of Kody, but she would never have betrayed him. All she desired was true love. A woman with this disposition is obviously not a good fit for polygamy. Christine ought to have realized long ago that she wasn't suited for this strange way of life. For Robyn, having her man was like living in a hellish nightmare. Robyn's arrival into the family dashed Christine's expectations and dreams. Even though Christine was aware that she was married to multiple people, the emotional reality of having a new, younger wife replace her merely hurt. She wasn't really ready for that. It's unlikely that even Kody realized how profoundly falling in love with Robyn would impact his life, as well as his dynamic with the other women. Kody experienced a magical moment when he met Robyn. He was helpless in the face of pure love like this. Even if it damaged his relationships with his other spouses, Kody would stop at nothing to win Robyn's affection. Indeed, it did. This kind of passionate abandonment was directed towards Christine, as well as Janelle and Meri. Emotionally distant from Christine, Kody was acting like a teenager who was infatuated with Robyn. It's a lovely type of love. It simply isn't appropriate in several marriages. It's a destroyer in that situation, tearing apart a family like a wildfire. Conversely, Christine was expected to suppress her feelings in an idea of divine sorrow that casts women in a position of subordination to polygamy. She endured suffering in public. Christine lacked tact or common sense. In a home where she had to keep associating with the other ladies, especially Robyn, she would publicly display her envy. Christine knew she was in a scenario where other wives were involved, but she couldn't control her jealousy. That's her issue, and Kody most likely holds her accountable for her lack of restraint. All of this, though, is irrelevant now that Christine has discovered her real thing. She is no longer concerned with Kody's opinions or the people he loves. That is truly fortunate. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.